Hi, it's Mike here from Mountain Bikes Direct. Today we're going to look at how to install a seat on your mountain bike. There's a number of reasons you might want to change the seat. You might want to go for a wider or a narrower seat, one with more padding or less padding, or one that's just a different shape because you want to try something that might be a bit more comfortable. So there's a few things you've got to know for the installation, making sure it's going to be creak free and it's going to be comfortable and set up right for you. Things you're going to need to put a seat on your bike: you're going to need some Allen keys. Some posts use a Torx T25. It's some optional, but I recommend using some grease. Also some Loctite and a rag to clean things up. So to remove the seat, most seat posts use two bolts, one at the front, one at the back. Simply undo them, and while we've got it apart, we're going to take it completely apart and wipe down all components. The reason is that any dust between metal parts can result in creaking, which is the last thing we want. So I like to keep a constant tension on the bolts, wind them till they're just about to pop off, and that allows you to typically take the seat off without all your parts falling on the floor, which is good. So now I'm just going to get a rag and wipe down all the components to make sure there's no dust or dirt on anything there, because that may result in creaking. So now I'm going to put some grease on the actual bolt head itself. So that's going to interface with the seat post, and I'm going to put some Loctite on the bolt. So there is two schools of thought on this. Some people like to use grease on the components inside the seat post head. Personally, I think that's a way to attract dirt and therefore creak. However, if there is any signs of wear in the components in the seat post head, I would then put grease on those parts, because that means there is considerable wear or friction movement happening there, and that will result in creaking. But if the anodizing on the seat post components all looks intact, I would try putting the post together without any lubricants. If you keep a constant tension on the seat, you should be able to wind it together. Now, in terms of angle and position of the seat does have a 4.5 movement, so you may wish to run it forward depending on, this is kind of like a fit question. So if you run your seat up a very long way because you've got quite long legs but perhaps a short torso, you'd run the seat forward, or vice versa. If you've got a long torso but short legs, you might run the seat a long way back. It also depends on the seat angle of your frame. Now, you might note that there is a min and a max marked on the seat rails. That's more of a structural question. So if you run it a long way forward, it does put a lot of load on this part of the rail, because it can't flex and it will have a tendency to bend. So it's not advisable to run it too far forward or too far back outside that range. The other thing you can adjust is the seat angle. So some guys like to run the seat pointing down a little bit, because it can help them get forward on steeper climbs. Some people like to run it tilted back a little bit, which helps them get off the back when descending. Again, it's a personal preference. I tend to run it pretty flat. So now I'm just going to tighten up these bolts evenly. Now I've got a flat. Just going to run them snug, not too tight. Sit down with a rag, and we're good to go. Thanks for watching the video on how to install a seat. Please subscribe for more mountain bike related tips.